will paralyze the hell out of you. Be careful! Who can stop you in your tracks with some amazing freezing moves and healing? It's a fact. Who's got the HP to survive all your attacks? This looks like a job for Lapras GX. I'm paralyzed and fantasizing about picking 3 prizes with Articuno on the bench. Energy switch, you'll have to realize it's better than you think. Make wrong move and you'll drown and sink. You want to retreat, but you can't, my friend. And we even block evolutions with Glaceon. We defend. It'll be your end, so let's not pretend you underestimated this deck. So yeah, now we rag. How do you like that? Oh, 2 knockouts and we win. Oh crap, Manaphy EX is such a nice target. Come step in the pool and let's get it started. What's up YouTube, it's Alolan TCG here and welcome to another competitive episode. This is episode 107. This time around we check out the underdog of the GX's Lapras GX. I reviewed this card before, 190 HP, which is more than the average of a basic EX/GX. It has the collected attack, which lets you draw 3 cards, which is not bad to start with. And it has the Blizzard Burn attack, 160 damage, dealing, that amount of damage is really great because we can add that even more with a Professor Kui, for example, or maybe a Fighting Fury Belt. So we can definitely hit those high numbers with Lapras GX, which is awesome. It also has Ice Beam GX, which is a really great GX move because it actually paralyzes your opponent's Pokemon, which is awesome. It automatically does that and it also deals 100 damage. So this is great because this is an archetype I'd like to call the Water Tool box. We can use all kind of stuff. This Water box actually has the Manaphy EX, which is the main support Pokemon of the deck with its Aqua Tube ability. Makes it that everybody with a water energy attached has free retreat. So we can every turn when we don't want to attack with Lapras, we can swap around to someone else and just like that. The thing in this deck also is that if you want to attack with another Lapras that's freshly healed, this is awesome. Also, other Pokemon I would suggest in this deck is Glaceon EX because this one is really great because if you're facing evolution Pokemon, which most of the time with GX Pokemon, there are a lot of evolution Pokemon out there. It actually cannot be hit by evolution Pokemon, so we can just use the ability of Manaphy, swap around to Glaceon, and boom, we have our evolution blocker right there. Which is also great, it has the second bite attack as well. So Glaceon is a really great Pokemon to check out. Another Pokemon you should definitely check out is Articuno. This is a really great Pokemon actually. If you check out this card, it also has the attack, the Tri-Edge, and it deals just 20 damage plus 40 more for each head. But the thing about this card, this Articuno here, is its Delta Plus ability. Actually, it's an ancient trait. When this Articuno knocks something out, and it's automatically taking an extra prize card for that with that ancient trait. So if you can get something stuck with Ice Beam, with Lapras GX, we swap around thanks to Manaphy to Articuno, and just poof, out of nowhere we can get 3 prizes if you knock out a GX or EX, which is great if you Lysander something out like a Shaman EX. And the thing how you get this going is the energy switch. Energy switch is underplayed, and in this deck it's kind of a must. Play 2 or 3 copies or maybe more, because if we can swap around the energies, we can just keep the water energies time after time, and with Max Elixir we can get them out really quick. Use Max Elixir and then just check your deck if you have and the top 6 cards, get an energy, get energy acceleration, energy switch for the right situation. So Glaceon evolution blocker, Articuno just to have that strike for an extra prize card, maybe Lysander out that Shaman, get 3 prizes for that. The Ice Beam GX can also get something stuck, so you can do that next turn with Articuno, which is awesome. The Rough Seas in this deck also makes it so each of your water Pokemon heal up as well, so 30 damage healing already on a huge basic with 190 HP is awesome. We have our regular attacker right this. We also can play Regice. Regice is also one of those cards that has seen a bit play here and there, because Regice has the resistance blizzard. Actually, this is an EX blocker. It cannot be hit by EXs at all if it uses the attack blizzard, resistance blizzards that is. So that is awesome. We have an EX blocker, an evolution blocker. We can paralyze, we can get extra prizes. This deck is really great since all water Pokemon are around. They all have different weakness. We are weak to grass, we are weak to metal. And that's basically it. We're weak to metal and grass. So other Pokemon you might want to check out is in the expanded format. There's Seismitoad. Seismitoad is a great way to get your opponent in an item lock to strike with Articuno next turn. So the Grenade Hammer also can be used, but then again it deals 30 damage to 2 of your bench Pokemon, which can be healed up with Rough Seas. So I'm not gonna play Seismitoad down just yet because this is an expanded only, so we're gonna focus on the standard mainly. Another thing to note here, we're gonna drop that Lapras as well, is Octillery. Octillery is also a water type Pokemon which evolves from Remoraid, and it has the Absol hand, which can actually draw cards until you have 5 cards in your hand every single turn. So this is really crucial. This hand can help you for consistency. It's not an EX at all. You can use it time after time. Yeah, you may draw cards. You can also go for the more aggressive method and play the Shaman EX, but that will bring this deck to a higher value. So if you want the budget deck, definitely try out Octillery. It's just as good, but it is a stage 1 though. So we play Dive Balls to get everything out. Everything is water, so there's that. And the good thing about this deck is you can Ninja Boy as well into the right situation. As mentioned, if you're facing an EX, get out Regice. If you're facing an evolution Pokemon like Lurantis, go for Glaceon. If you just want to annoy your opponent and get them stuck, use Ice Beam GX with Lapras. So there's that. Pokemon Ranger is also a card that you should definitely check out in this deck because, yeah, look at our Pokemon. They're all basic except for Octillery. And if Jolteon comes on our path, we definitely want to have a solution out. So the Pokemon Ranger can be used, and they can be reused with VS Seeker. Definitely play VS Seekers. The standard things I'm not gonna mention in this deck, like the Sycamore and Lysander. There's also the VS Seeker as mentioned, and Ultra Ball. So these cards are basically in every deck, so I'm not gonna mention them in this video. Okay, moving on. So as mentioned, Ultra Ball is the way to go because if you play Shaman, you can thin out your hand. If you play Artillery, you can thin out your hand. Besides the Dive Balls, play like a variation of Dive Balls and Ultra Balls. If you don't want to play Energy Switch, you could also go for the XP share because there's a bunch of item locking things going on. If you can start first, definitely get XP share on some of your Pokemon. Just to throw that out there because if your item lock, Energy Switch will be useless and you will be overrun. So make a choice between the two, maybe run a different version here and there. For the tool cards, you can also go for a Bursting Balloon just to have for the sake of it, but Fighting Fury Belt is definitely way better because it boosts your HP to a higher maximum and can heal off with Rough Seas, and Fighting Fury Belt can be attached to all of your Pokemon. You could also run maybe one Float Stone because if you're in an ability lock, you won't get out of the active position that easily. So yeah, but there's Energy Switch though, so there's that. The main thing is definitely run 2 Manaphy because it has to be the support Pokemon for your deck to have free retreat. Otherwise, you will definitely get stuck in the active position. Just think about someone lacerating your Artillery and then you're stuck like that. You definitely have to attach 1 energy and poof, you can swap them around again. Nazball, really great Pokemon search card as well. You can search a rack for a basic. All our Pokemon are basically yeah, most of them are basic, so Nazball is great, but Dive Ball is even better. So if you don't have a Dive Ball in your collection, the new Nazball can also do the trick for you. But yeah, Dive Ball is way better as mentioned. So this deck is a water deck, so water deck shenanigans is going all around. Definitely try out this deck, it's really great. And if you're still afraid of being Lysander and yeah, stuck in the active position in an ability lock with Garbodor or something, definitely try out the Olympia. Olympia can make it so you can heal off even more damage and then switching around. And then you can switch around manually thanks to the ability of Manaphy. But then again, if you're stuck, you don't have to use that. But yeah, it's something to throw that out there. And this is basically the deck. This is a really fun deck to test out, and it actually did way better than I imagined. So Lapras GX gives new life to the water toolbox that is in this picture right here. So hopefully you guys enjoy using this deck. If you have more suggestions for new decks or improvements for this deck or ideas that I actually did not came up with while making this video, definitely put them in the comment section below so everyone can see how good the water deck can actually be. So when there are more cards released throughout the years, there will be more water Pokemon to throw into this archetype of deck. So this is it. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Definitely rock smash the hell out of the like button if you did, because that always gives me the support and yeah, the motivation to make more and better videos for you guys. Yeah. If I haven't talked about it, now we are going over to Poke News. Alright, it's time for some Poke News. This time around we're gonna check out some scans first. We have Hala from the Extra Sun and Moon set, which comes out in May probably. It's yeah, a supporter, and it lets you shuffle your hand into your deck and then draw 4 cards, which is kind of like just a judge, but then for yourself. And if you already use the GX move in the game, pretty good in the late game, then you draw 7 cards instead. This is really good if you use your GX move already, so this will definitely be played. So a really great supporter. I always love new supporters like that. Up next, yes, we have Salazzle, which is a stage 1 fire type. It has the ability Hot Poison. Once during your turn, when you play this card from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned and burned. Wow, this is really great. Remember, Hypnotoxic Laser messing things up for your opponent. Well, this is only a stage 1, so this can be splashed into a deck just for the ability. It only has 1 retreat cost, and it can also attack in fire deck. So this is really great because poison and burn, the burn condition is now automatically 20, and then they flip a coin. So with poison, that adds up to 30 between turns, which is actually really great. And also certain Pokemon attack like let's say other Pokemon that use special condition to attack, like let's say Sceptile. Yeah, that you attack EX uses that an attack that relies on special condition. This is a really great option to go for that. Next up we have Turntonator GX, another GX from the set. It attacks for a DCE, which is always great. 20 damage, and if this Pokemon is damaged on your opponent's next turn, place 8 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon. So it's kind of like a protect shield like that, which is already awesome because that way you can stall and still be able to deal a bunch of damage just for DCE. Even if they use Enhanced Hammer and they attack you, they still receive those damage counters, which is not bad at all. And then we also have the Crimson Flame attack, 160 damage for 2 fire energies. Yeah, you have to discard those. Actually, it's for 2 fires and a Carlos, so but you have to discard 2 fires, but 160 damage, nothing to mess with. With QQ we added to 180, and yeah, with a Fury Belt 190 in total, which is actually good to knock out every basic in the format probably. And it also has Nitro Tank GX, attach 5 fire energies from the discard to your Pokemon in any way you like. So this is a great late game attack, or actually in the beginning when you use Juniper, or what am I saying, Sycamore, and get rid of, or Ultra Ball, that also works, get rid of some fire energies and then poof, energy acceleration out of nowhere. Could be, yeah, great, but then again, the baby Volcanion is also doing some shenanigans like that. So is it worth the GX move? In my opinion, no. It also has 3 retreat costs, and also if you haven't noticed, the Tapus have been released. If you want to learn more about the Tapus, and in general I made a separate video about those, go check them out. The link will be in the description below. Also we have here Alolan Sandslash, has the Snow Shovel. Once during your turn you may draw a card, similar to the Slurpuff back in the days, so this is quite good if you have room for it, maybe one line or two line. It can get you extra cards every turn, but then again you have to fill up your bench for some, yeah, with that shenanigans. And since Parallel City is still around, I don't know. Then we have Mimikyu, has the attack to draw 2 cards with his first attack, and then Mimic for Psychic and a Carlos. If your opponent used an attack during his or her last turn, excluding GXs, that cannot be used, use that attack as this attack. So it's basically like Mirror Move from Pidgeot. And yeah, then we have Lycanroc GX. This is the Night form, actually the werewolf form. Also has an ability, Bloody Eye. We're really some words here. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with your active Pokemon. Okay, so it's basically like a built-in Lysander. Remember, like, what was it again? Back in the days, that was so good. Luxray Level X was really great with that ability. But at that time, there were also cards like Pokemon Catcher, which were not nerfed like this. So this is basically a built-in Lysander. It's always great to have that. It's a stage 1, so if you're playing the other Lycanroc, definitely play maybe a copy of that one as well, because yeah, having that ability gets you free prizes every turn. Drag that Shaman up to the front and then use a Sycamore, get the card you need, and boom, get it out of your face. So really great ability right there. It also has an attack dealing 110 damage for fighting and a DCE, so respectable amount of damage. And also Dead Rogue GX, 50 damage times the number of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Wow! Imagine yourself when you're facing a Rayquaza deck. This is really crazy. Or maybe in an Incineroar deck as well. This is really crazy. When their bench are really full, you use that attack and you basically get a knockout. But most of the GX moves are either setup attacks or just one-hit KO attacks. So there's that. Next is Komala, which is has an ability, if this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, when you attach an energy from your hand to this Pokemon, it is now asleep. But it deals 100 damage if it's asleep with that attack. Otherwise, you cannot do that attack. So 100 damage for DC and a colorless energy. For a basic, is yeah, not bad. But then again, being asleep does not do anything. This is not great because that way you cannot not retreat as well. Next up, we have, how is this even pronounced? Delmise, whatever. Has an ability, Metal Urge. As long as this Pokemon is in play, each of your Metal Pokemon attacks deal 10 more damage, which is great for Solgaleo GX because they have that 230 attack, which is still not enough in certain situations to knock certain Pokemon out. So yeah, maybe you can splash it. It's a basic, so you can boost the power of the the metal type, so there's something going on there. Yeah, next up, Golisopod, and the game actually runs away, the emergency exit. It has an ability, damage done to this Pokemon is reduced by 30. This is great because you can also give some shenanigans tool cards to this card, because 130 damage, nothing to mess with for stage 1. It also has the attack for Grass and a DCE, 80 damage if the opponent's active Pokemon is a Pokemon GX or EX. This attack deals 150 damage instead. Yeah. Moving on, we still have some other cards. We have a regular Tapu Koko, which actually deals 20 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon for a TCE, which is awesome on a basic Pokemon because we can splash around the damage time after time and get a bunch of knockouts on weak basic Pokemon, which is good. Another card, actually there's a bunch of cards that I want to talk about. You know me, I like to talk about cards, that's why you're here. The Aether's Paradise conversation area actually is really great because each player's basic grass and lightning Pokemon take 30 less damage from your opponent's Pokemon stacks. Remember that Tapu Bulu I talked about in the last video? This is really great because that makes that Pokemon even more bulky. It also works for lightning Pokemon, so maybe the Raikou can do some stuff here because it already has an ability to receive 20 less damage. And we already talked about the Golisopod, which reduced the damage by 30. If you get that card, you can reduce it even by 60, which is a ton. Okay. Next up we have, yeah, this is a card that you don't want because, yeah, this is just Salandit, something you don't want. It's just needed to evolve into that Salazant. Next is, yeah, what else do we have? The Jangmo, yeah, what the hell, I can't even pronounce that. Jangmo, this has an ability, damage done to this Pokemon by attacks is reduced by 10, so a bunch of Pokemon with the ability. Just, these are actually the blister promos, I believe, so yeah, some of these blisters will be released in Pokemon centers and a few stores around March 17th. The Coloma blister contains 2 booster packs and costs 35 yen. I don't know how that converts into dollars, but anyway, there's also Pika Poop, which is actually weird. I think it's just a Pikachu, and that deals 20 damage and 10 to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with a second attack. First attack, yeah, that's nothing special. And I believe that's it for the card scans because all the rest here. We also have some great sleeves and shenanigans products going on, so these are actually going to be available soon. Alright, that was a whole mouthful. Also in Pokemon Go regarding news, the Pokemon Go world has expanded. 80 new Johto Pokemon are coming to the yeah, the real life environment, so additional Pokemon, new evolutions, new encounter gameplay, new berries as well, and new avatars and stuff like that. So if you're still playing Pokemon Go or if you're waiting for an update, a huge update, well, this will be it. In a couple of days, this will be out. So when this video is a bit older, definitely check that out. And yeah, what else do we have? New Mega Power Collections and May featured 4 new full arts, which is actually really great because the full art foil promos will contain Mega Manectric EX, Mega Lucario EX, Jolteon EX, which is awesome. Jolteon is a basic blocker, and Zygarde EX once again. So this is great news for the people that want to play those cards. And yeah, what else do we have to talk about? The summer 2017 tints, we probably expected 3 tints, but there are only 2 tints. Will feature either Tapu Koko GX or Tapu Bulu GX, which is great because both GXs are really playable. But the Lele, Tapu Lele is actually way better. It's one of the more hyped cards for the upcoming set. So that will be cost, actually will raise in value because that card is really OP. If you haven't heard about the card, definitely check out the previous video on my channel. And that's it for another episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. It was really fun making it. I hope you had a fun time watching it as well. If you did, definitely show some support by dropping a comment about what you think about the new scans, about this deck, and some shenanigans like that. And definitely rock smash the hell out of the like button, or maybe use a blizzard on the like button. That's even better because you know I always appreciate that, and it gives me the support to make better and more TCG videos for you guys. I'm finally in full swing with a ton of videos already on my channel, so if you're new, definitely check them out. I review cards, I make TCG battle videos, and yeah, news and stuff like that as well. So yeah, booster openings are also part of the channel. I always get a booster box with every new set, so definitely subscribe so you don't miss out. That was it, guys. I hope you have a fantastic day or evening or morning, whatever the time is in your area, and I will be seeing you guys soon with a new video. Stay fresh, guys. I'm out. Peace.